We continue with TV instant travel, which will also take you to Paris. Uh, what I did was I went to the live streaming cameras, and they have one by the Eiffel Tower, but I couldn't zoom in. There's no military zoom in the general public streaming camera. However, you see, I did not need military zoom. By putting up a magnifying glass, I could all of a sudden see the people driving their little cars and everything. Before, it was like I was 2 blocks away. Now, it was like I was 1 block away. It was dramatic. I could see people getting away from their group and going behind a bush, probably to go to the bathroom, and then rejoining the group. And the little wheels and the people in the car, real tiny, but you could see it. Before, you could only barely see the car. So I remember I also invented quick vision, where I was running out of light when I was filming a tennis tournament. By turning the camera on and off in between serves, it appeared that there was no loss of time. We're not wasting your time. We show them instantly serving right away after the point is over. It was great. So we pay attention to who people are and to what they say. Both. No, we're listening to radio. At this time, this is how San Francisco looks a few days before Christmas 2016. You will take a traditional left turn. We're on Market Street. Now we're by the Hyatt Regency. This is the beginning of a large downtown, about 20 by 20 blocks, it seems like. We're driving around, just at random. No radio on. We're hoping for the sports talk show. But it's interesting, being from Cuba, I can't tell you that it seems that the good ideas of the Republicans and the Democrats would be the thing to do, but geez, there's some kind of we need a better brain research for cave people. Ha! Is that my new title? Brain research for cave people. Yes! It's probably about 10 pages. You see, the table of contents to my brain research book is 347 pages, but the book is 27. That's how complicated the brain is. We begin to go to the Embarcadero. Again, just driving around randomly. This is the general look of San Francisco. It's all beautiful, but you discover, after you live here, that beauty can only do so much for you. At best, it can inspire you. But you take that baton and you run with it. You go, girl. Again, that was comedy relief, whether you realized it or not. As a founder of the Department of Good Ideas, I can tell you it's lonely at the top and the bottom. It's only in the middle where you're generally in a state of anesthesia. Easy for me to say. Anesthesia. Now, the anesthesiologist discovered that there's a wave that travels, interrupting consciousness. All the ports of call of the information are hit by a wave effect in the brain when you're under anesthesia. And that prevents you from experiencing consciousness. The circuits aren't reporting to each other. The brain is a fascinating place. Brain research for cave people will cover that. I like to think about thinking. Ideation was never a problem for me. It really suggests itself. And then some other algorithms go to work, and I'm able to mulch over what's given to me. The secrets of life, in part, are that we're like a radio station moving around. We're an observatory, and we're emitting and receiving vibrations, energy, only in the following 7 possessions, which we have sections for. Little circuits with hair, maybe, like the ear things, that kind of vibrate. And that's how the energy is transformed in some ways. For the more cortex part, it's distributed that way. For the ear, it is transformed into electromechanical energy. Of course, I could be totally wrong. But, boy, if you should see the jokes the comedian tells themselves, they're the funniest ones. Okay, so you have possessions, like little radio stations, they're all connected, except when you're under anesthesiologist. Of course I'm going to sleep, Dad. I know that you're an anesthesiologist, and you put that mask on me and I'll be out like a light. So, let's see. Mind. Or else you'd just be a brain walking around. Body. Wallet. This oldest myth is like ripping us apart. We have to figure out the value added dollar. Oh, I already did. Thank you. Now I have to promote it in USA Today for $2,000 a day. I'm merely adding free gifts from all the artists in the form of their promotion. So you're able to get quite a bit, a lot for your money, 10 times as much. And they're tradable. So let's see. Mind, body, wallet, spirit, the richness of inner experience, like an artist feels on a good hair day. When you're really cooking, it's the best. Your brain is like humming. It is like we cut the brain in a horizontal line, and below the eye level, ear level, is the sensoria. That's where the light bulb lights up. The energy's got to come from there. Right now what we have is obviously correct diet and eating and exercise. And hopefully getting lucky a little bit, that you're sort of born predisposed to feeling good about life and about things. And so you begin to see that what your possessions are. These radio stations, the 8 sets of eyes looking out your other eyes, are mind, body, wallet, spirit, social life, time itself, and special projects, which can be play the guitar, or it can also be planetary service for those given to a more charismatic approach to life, where they emit energy. They're not just absorbers. I didn't mean to say not just absorbers. Or did I? Was that a Freudian slip? I don't know. Dr. Freud, what do you think? I got to read up on that guy. They actually invented a lot of stuff there, the French and the Germans of that time. But we got to riff off of those ideas, and create modern thoughts. In the new one, you actually know how to make money through business. There's a bunch of ways, Probably I discovered 125. So somebody else must have discovered something. I mean, is this like one of those Twilight Zone episodes where one person's alive? And I believe we all have this information inside of us. A powerful personal biography wakes up first thing every morning. You are you is the first experience you have every day. Then all of a sudden, you load your routines and the subroutines, like go to work, meaning brush your teeth and eat breakfast, or subroutines. But suppose you took together from that and created a powerful, this is Fisherman's Wharf, San Francisco, 2016, Christmas of. suppose you increase life. It's to increase life in all those 7 variables. And of course, the planetary service is for those with heart. The heart is powered by the imagination. And we have obscured the heart somewhat because the heart is a gland. And if you notice, most of the people are on some kind of biochemical mood regulator, like about 30%, maybe 40%, are on drugs, painkillers, cocaine, heroin, LSD, and that's just the morning. Obviously, very bad problems. Drinking, biochemical mood regulation is here. And I believe that came from the forest molecules, from the wide variety of trees that were here when the human design was made. Those trees, the more the variety they have, the more variety of animals that live around them. And these animals also, they give us their molecules. So if you were in a forest under human design, you're breathing in a more pure air because there's more trees, although 70% of the oxygen comes from the plankton in the oceans, which we have managed to kill also. So time to dehydrate yourself and put yourself in a dehydratorium until a better age. Then they can rehydrate you. This is a cheap way to do it. Anyway, at the department, boy, they really have a kind of nasty attitude around here. Merry Christmas to you, sir. Anyway, Fisherman's Wharf, you know, after you've seen it 20 times, the 21st time, you begin to wonder, where are the filmmakers? Where are the thinkers? Where are the pamphleteers? Return pamphleteering to the American way of living, where we put in our personal biography, the elements that we learned from our families, our travels, our learnings, that are of positive energy if everybody knew them, and you lose nothing by telling them. You see, when everybody receives these personal brochures, on which, by the way, you can also advertise products that you sell, services, we all need to have multiple incomes from 3 to 120, like a billionaire. You don't have to have $1 billion. If you took away the $1 billion from the billionaire, do you still have a billionaire? You have billionaire mentality, you have his knowledge, and you have his connections. And billionaire mentality is having multiple incomes from 3 to 120. The usual 3 are real estate, stock portfolio, and business. And if you don't have money for stock portfolio or real estate, you try to get it in business. And one of them is online trading. That pays about $100, $200 an hour. You do it from your house, in your pajamas, as they say. The other one is preparing tax forms for people. That's about $200, $250. So it takes you about an hour. So those are pretty good paying things. And there's 123 more I discovered. So for only $4.99, no donation. I'd like to see people do well. Jesus Christ. And I believe in the works of historical Jesus, not necessarily. I won't even get into the dispute whether he was a son of a goddess. By the way, you know, the Roman soldiers are poking Jesus. Oh, son of blood, then we will drink your blood and become immortal like you, ha ha ha. And Jesus looks up from the cross feebly and says, look, I don't mind paying for dinner, but I hate getting stuck for the drinks. Again, comedy relief, for I am a Christian. I pray to the goddess every day. Goddess, please save me. No, I'm sorry, I told that wrong. I pray to Jesus every night. Jesus, please save me from your followers. This completes part 1. No, pardon me, part 2 of the general look, San Francisco.